The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. This book explores the fascinating science behind how habits form, how they shape our lives, and most importantly, how we can change them. Whether you want to build good habits, break bad ones, or understand the forces that influence our daily behaviors, this book has some powerful insights. Let's dive in. The Power of Habit is all about understanding the science of habits. Charles Duhigg explains that our lives are shaped by habits, those automatic behaviors that govern much of what we do. From brushing our teeth to the way we handle stress, habits are ingrained in our routines, often without us even realizing it. But the good news is, habits are not set in stone. By understanding how they work, we can change them. The book explains that every habit operates in a three-step loop: cue, routine, and reward. This loop is the key to creating and changing habits. Once we learn how to manipulate this cycle, we can begin to reshape our behaviors. The habit loop: cue, routine, and reward. Cue or trigger. This is the prompt that initiates the habit. It could be something external, like a time of day, an emotional state, or a particular environment. It's the trigger that tells your brain it's time to act. Routine. This is the actual behavior or action you take in response to the cue. It can be physical, like running, mental, like worrying, or emotional, like feeling calm. Over time, this routine becomes automatic. Reward. The reward is what your brain gets from completing the behavior. It's the positive feeling, the satisfaction, or the pleasure that reinforces the habit and makes you want to do it again. To change a habit, you need to understand this loop and figure out how to swap out the old routine for a new one, while keeping the same cue and reward. This is called habit substitution. The golden rule of habit change. One of the most important takeaways from the book is the golden rule of habit change. To change a habit, keep the cue and the reward the same, but change the routine. For example, let's say you want to stop eating unhealthy snacks, the bad habit. The cue might be feeling stressed at work, and the reward is the pleasure you get from eating something sweet. To change the habit, you can swap the routine. Instead of eating candy, try going for a short walk or practicing deep breathing. You still get the reward of stress relief, but you've replaced the old, unhealthy behavior with a healthier one. This is where the real power lies. Once you understand your habit loop, you can start rewiring your behavior to align with your goals. Keystone habits. Duhigg also talks about the concept of keystone habits, habits that have a ripple effect on other areas of your life. These are the habits that, when changed, can lead to positive changes in multiple areas. For example, exercising regularly is a keystone habit because it not only improves your physical health but also boosts your mood, increases productivity, and even improves your relationships. By focusing on changing just one keystone habit, you can create a domino effect that leads to other positive habits. So if you're looking to transform your life, start by identifying your own keystone habits, those habits that will have the greatest impact on your overall well-being. The power of belief. Another key concept in the power of habit is the importance of belief in the process of habit change. According to Duhigg, believing that change is possible is a critical part of making new habits stick. Whether you're part of a support group or just have a strong internal belief in your ability to change, having faith in the process can make all the difference. Duhigg shares the story of people in Alcoholics Anonymous, where members' belief in their ability to change is reinforced by the group dynamic and the shared belief that change is possible. This belief becomes a powerful motivator that drives lasting change in habits. Habits in organizations and societies. While much of the book focuses on individual habits, Duhigg also explores how habits work within organizations and societies. He uses the example of Fabrizi, a product that initially failed in the market because consumers didn't have a strong habit of using it. However, after the company redefined the product as a rewarding experience by creating a stronger sense of satisfaction, sales skyrocketed. Duhigg also discusses how companies like Starbucks and Procter & Gamble use habits to influence consumer behavior. By understanding the psychology of habit, these organizations can design experiences that drive customer loyalty and repeat behavior. Willpower and habit formation. Willpower plays a major role in habit formation. Duhigg explains that willpower is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. He shares research showing that people who have strong willpower are better at making positive habits stick. But that willpower alone isn't enough. The key to lasting habit change is creating environments and routines that minimize the need for willpower. For example, setting up your environment so that healthy food is easy to access and junk food is out of sight can reduce the mental effort required to make healthier choices. The more we can design our habits to work for us automatically, the less willpower we need to rely on. The power of small wins. Another important concept is the power of small wins. Duhigg explains that small, consistent victories can lead to larger success. By focusing on one small habit at a time, you can build momentum and keep moving forward. These small wins reinforce your belief in your ability to change and make the process feel more achievable. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, committing to writing just 500 words a day might seem small, but over time it adds up. By celebrating these small victories, you build the confidence and motivation to keep going. The power of habit teaches us that habits are powerful forces in our lives, but they don't have to be set in stone. By understanding the habit loop, cue, routine, reward, you can begin to change your habits and create the life you want. The key is to focus on small, manageable changes, build belief in the process, and leverage keystone habits to transform your behavior.